The 35mm lens, my go-to lens for any kind of wedding photography or videography. No word of lie, at a wedding, I must take 50% of the photos from the day on a 35mm. And here I have a brand new 35mm that Sirui has just released. And I'll throw it out there right now. If you're looking to buy your first 35mm or even upgrade your 35mm, maybe this is the one for you. In fact, I'd go as far to say that I'd sell my 35mm G Master for this lens. However, there is one small caveat that you need to know about, and this may make this lens not really the one for you. So in this video, I'm going to be talking you through my thoughts of this lens from the perspective of a wedding photographer and videographer, giving you examples of some of the great things that I've noticed about this lens, and with that come, unfortunately, some of the not so great things. And along the way, there's going to be plenty of examples for you to feast your eyes upon so you can decide for yourself whether you think that this lens is right for you or not. So this lens is part of the Aurora series. Previously, we saw the 85mm, but like the 85mm, this lens can also fit Sony, Nikon, Fuji, and Lumix, not Canon. Sorry guys. The lens feels very well made. It's not made from a cheap plastic. I won't get technical about exactly what type of material this is made from because I'll be wrong. It's some kind of metal and it doesn't feel like a cheap, affordable lens like you could get from somewhere like Tamron. I'm sorry to say. Sorry, Tamron. The lens comes with some weather sealing in all the important areas. It's also got a 62mm filter thread, and the lens hood has the little lock button on the side like we see on the more expensive lenses that we get. It also has a very wide aperture of f1.4, which we will discuss in more detail very soon. But as you close down on your aperture, you get 13 blades creating that iris to help smooth out the bokeh, perfect for weddings. Now, the beautiful thing about the Aurora series of lenses is that normally when you think of Sirui, you'll think anamorphic cinema lenses, a bit like these. And normally alongside anamorphic and cinema lenses, you'll also only have the option of manual focus. But this 35mm, like its 85mm brother, does have autofocus. And it's a really nice welcomed addition to Sirui. I now feel like Sirui is starting to branch out in their market and just try new things, and from looking at what's coming up on the Sirui website, there's a lot of nice things coming very soon. The autofocus on this lens is fairly accurate. I'll never turn around and say it is 100% accurate because I feel like no autofocus on any lens or camera combination will ever be 100% accurate. However, what I will say is after using this lens for many weddings, I've not encountered any issues. And just for reference, I've been using this lens on a Sony a7S III, an a7 IV, and an a7 R5. What I have noticed is that the autofocus is a little slower to change from point A to point B, and this is in comparison to the Sony 35mm 1.4 G Master. So now the questions would be, is it massively slower? No. Is it causing a problem? No. But it's just good to know. And for the videographers that are watching this video, the focus breathing that you get on the Sirui 35mm is nothing in comparison to what I've seen on other lenses, especially the Sony G Master. Sadly, I can't compare this lens to other lenses out there, such as the Nikons, the Fujis, and the Lumixes, because I don't have them cameras available to me. Maybe you want to get the manual focus look out of the lens rather than autofocus. Well, with this lens, even though it uses the focus by wire method, which we see on a lot of lenses today, the focus ring, the feel of the focus ring, the throw as you turn it, and the responsiveness very much feels like a manual cinema lens. It's one thing that massively surprised me when I started playing around with this lens and kind of just seeing what it had to offer. I don't really know how they've achieved it, but it really surprised me. So, the f1.4 aperture, probably one of the biggest things that would draw me to this lens. I've used a 35mm lens for weddings for the last 5 years. However, a couple of years ago, I upgraded from the f1.8 to the f1.4. And honestly, one of the main reasons I decided to upgrade from f1.8 to 1.4 was because I needed the speed of the lens. In short, letting more light through that lens into the camera, just to help me in them low light situations. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to the f1.4, f1.8 argument, and this video isn't really for that. And if you want to know more about which one you should get, then let me know in the comments and I can make a video about it. But there's times when it comes to weddings where natural light may be your only option. Lighting conditions change quickly. Sometimes we have no control over what's going to happen. And the difference between shooting at f1.8 and 1.4 is the difference of shooting at 3200 ISO or 2000 ISO. And if I can make sure that what I want to be in focus is in focus at f1.4, then I'll always go for that to keep that ISO as low as possible. So having a lens that gives you the ability to do that is always a bonus. One thing I feel like I need to point out is you don't have to shoot wide open at f1.4 all the time. Stopping your lens down, no matter what lens it is, will give you a naturally sharper image, but having a lens with the f1.4 aperture can massively save your skin at times. Trust me. The reason I say that you should stop down from f1.4 if you can is that this lens, like many other lenses, has a touch of softness about it when wide open at f1.4. This softness is around the edges and the corners of the image, and as you stop down to f2, f2.8 and so on and so forth, that sharpness does come back. The Sirui 35mm also comes with a function button on the side which you can assign to some of the controls on your camera, and it also comes with a declickable aperture ring which is very similar to what the G Master offers as well. But after using this lens for a large number of weddings over the recent months, I'm very happy with the quality that I'm getting from it. In terms of the look that you can get from this lens, I'm here to provide you with the photos and videos for you to go away and make your own mind up. Buying any camera or any lens should be very much down to your decision as a photographer or videographer, but here's a little input from what I've noticed over the recent weeks and months of using this lens. And this is where the little caveat I mentioned earlier on comes into it. I want to make this crystal clear to you right now. This lens is not clinically perfect. It's not tack sharp. It's not incredibly detailed. If you're wanting no chromatic aberration, no flaring sort of lens, then this probably isn't the lens for you. And if you're a Sony guy like me, then maybe the G Master would be a worthy purchase for you. The reason I say this is the image from this lens has that Sirui look about it. Perhaps you've done your research on Sirui lenses in the past. Maybe you've watched some of my videos in the past when I've reviewed and used their lenses, and you've noticed that they have a very particular look about them. A very nice, natural, beautiful look, but that nice, beautiful look comes with a touch of softness, but not in a horrible out of focus softness, just less detailed, if you know what I mean, more cinematic. I hate using the word, but that's the word we're gonna use for this. Ultimately, some people love that look and other people don't. And my take on the character of any lens is that every lens is going to look different. You could get 10 different 35mm lenses, all from different companies, or if you got it even from the same company, but different 35mm from different years or series of lenses, every single one will look somewhat different. It's almost like going to your spice rack at night and deciding what spice or what rub you're gonna put on your beef. Some people like one type of rub, other people like another type of rub. We move on. The final thing to mention about this lens, and the one thing that makes it massively appealing, is the price. At this moment in time, recording this video, you can pick up this lens in the UK for £549, or in America, $549. The Sony 35mm G Master is almost 3 times that price. And even if you wanted to buy the Sony 35mm f1.8, that is the same price at this moment in time as this Sirui. It almost sounds too good to be true. So if you're wanting to buy your first ever 35mm, or maybe you're wanting to upgrade your 35mm, this Sirui Aurora 35mm f1.4 may be the one for you. If you want any more information about this lens, I'll leave a link to the Sirui website down below, and also all the Amazon links for each mount you can get this lens with. And if you decide to purchase this lens through any of these links, then you are massively helping support this channel, so thank you. Over the next few weeks and months, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos about wedding photography and videography, and maybe even throwing out some courses over on my website. So if you want to find out more about that and keep up to date, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And until then, if you want to spice up your flash photography game, watch this video right here. I'll see you soon.